Hey everyone, welcome back. We're going to be doing our Standard of Excellence book, page 8 today. I've got my clarinet, and so we're going to play through the page and talk about some tips on how to get better at playing the clarinet. So let's give this a shot. We're starting right out with number 15, which is introducing the quarter note to us. We already know what quarter notes are, but we haven't played any on our instrument yet. So just to remind you, they are 1 count each, but we're going to be breathing out for 4 counts because we have 4 quarter notes to start out the first measure. So ta, 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 ta. Keep the air moving. Use the tongue to separate the air. Don't go ta, 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 where you're stopping and starting, stopping and starting. Okay, keep the air steady, and also keep your eyes on the music. Very easy to get lost in that 4-note pattern, but then at the very end, it's a different pattern. So you got to make sure that you're tracking the notes well and getting your reading skills up to par. Okay, so let's give this a try. We're starting out on our E, number 15, a quarter's worth. Here we go.
1, 2, ready, play.
Okay, moving right along to number 16, we have our world famous or infamous, whatever you want to call it, hot cross buns, which is an instrumentalist standard. If you play an instrument, you're probably going to learn how to play this song at some point. So now that we have our 3 notes and we're getting good and familiar with them, we can make sure we're keeping our eyes on the notes and reading the proper note values. We have quarter notes, half notes, and whole notes in this, all 3. So keep your eyes on the music. Do your best to use your tongue and fill up with air and keep your armature as firm as possible, and keep working all of those muscles and everything and getting your muscle memory good. Let's give it a shot. Here we go. Number 16. Hot cross buns.
Number 16, hot cross buns. 1, 2,
2,
ready, play.
Okay, number 17, Clair de la Lune. This one is a little bit trickier. It moves kind of, has a skip in the middle of it. Most of these are moving stepwise, but this one does have a skip in the middle. It's a little bit tricky. However, if you get about halfway through, then you should be good for the rest of it. You'll notice some repeated music, so look forward to that. But also, do your best. Slow it down if you have to. Remember, the videos can be slowed down. You can actually go down to the bottom of the YouTube screen and click on the little sprocket and slow it down. Go to 0.75, and that'll give you a nice slower tempo that you can really stay with. And then you can speed it up as you're getting better at learning the notes and getting them in the right order. All right, let's try it. Number 17.
Number 17, Clair de la Lune.
There you go.
1, 2, ready, play.
Okay, with number 18, we have a lot of rests happening in this. It's not really necessary to breathe in every single rest. Some people get into that habit, and that's fine. Just don't hyperventilate. There's a lot of rest there. But do your best. Keep your eyes on the notes. This one twists around on our 3 notes pretty well, too. It also might be a fairly familiar song to you, hopefully. 18, Down by the Station.
Down by the station.
There we go.
1, 2, ready, play.
19, Easy Street. We're going to be learning a new note for this one. So I want you to look at what was previously our highest note, which is E, thumb and 1. And for our F, when you look in your little orange box on the page, you'll notice that the index finger is up, but the thumb stays down. So it's still covering that hole in the back. And that's your F. And this is a lot easier to do when the horn is in your mouth because your teeth will help sort of hold it still. When you're holding it out here, it's like, whoa, 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 I'm pushing it away from me. But this one is a good one to start with because it moves a lot stepwise. You start on your highest note, move down to your now second to highest note, E, and back up and forth, right? And then you do your second to highest note down to the D, and then back up to the E, and then up to the F again. So a lot of stepwise movement in this, okay? So that should help get those notes in your head, at least in the right order, and also have you thinking muscle memory wise of those notes in order, right? And all that makes your reading more easy to do, because if you're thinking about things in those terms, then when you start learning new notes, it's just adding something on to what you already know. And it just is a lot easier to remember everything. It's easy to get to drowned in learning all of these notes, especially once they start to really pour in if you're not thinking of them in order, okay? So let's try number 19. Here we go, Easy Street, starting on our first newest note, F.
One, two, ready, play.
Okay, number 20, Country Walk, also uses and starts out on our newest note, F. This one is going to move a little bit stepwise, but then at some point it's going to go up to an E, and it's going to drop down. This is the third measure, third count, E, and then it's going to skip down to a C, and then you're going to skip up immediately after that to our newest note, F. So you have two skips in a row there, E down to C, up to F. Two skips, right? And so sometimes when you have something that's a little bit trickier like that than just lifting or putting down one finger, then it's good to practice that fingering. So you go from the E, C, F, E, C, F. And I believe that happens twice in the song. So watch those parts. Let's give it a try. Number 20.
Number 20, Country Walk.
One,
One, two, ready, play.
Okay, on to number 21. We have another new note here. This is going to be a G. We just learned F recently, and so if you lift up your thumb and have no fingers down at all in either hand, you're just going to be on the thumb rest in your right hand here, basically. Then that's your G. So it's a completely open fingering, no notes or no buttons pushed down at all. You'll also notice that this one moves a lot stepwise. There's only a couple of skips in this right at the very, very end. And it's similar to that last one. It's going from a E down to a C and then up to an F. So you may need to practice that a little bit if it gave you trouble on the last one. Otherwise, jump right to it. Here we go, getting it together.
One, two, ready, play.
Okay, our last one on the page, number 22, is called For Clarinets Only. This is written differently for every instrument because it practices a different skill on the different instruments. So we never play this one together because it wouldn't sound very good. It would sound kind of strange. But for the clarinet part on this, it's going to be going back and forth between two notes at the beginning, the bottom two notes of our 5-note scale that we know so far. And then it's going to go back and forth between the second and third note in the next two measures, and then between the third and the fourth note in the next two measures. And then the last two measures, it just goes down the entire scale. G, F, E, D, C, all the way down. Okay, so give it a try. This one has no accompaniment, so I'll give you the count off and we'll just play it together. Here you go. 1, 2, ready? Okay, there we go. We've finished our page 8, and I'm going to see you again on the next page. So have fun. See you next time. Bye.